Hello, welcome to Shad Life. As you can see, I swapped the wheels out. These are the 29-inch wheels that I just went and rode Elm Creek with and talked about low rolling resistance and how fast these were. These are 29-inch. The wheels that are on here are my carbon wheels, 27.5 with 2.6-inch width tires on here. These are the Specialized Butcher Grid Trail T9 tires. I really like these tires for obviously more aggressive terrain, and realizing that these are nice for pretty hard pack trails, right? So what's pretty cool is how I can have one bike and it can be this versatile. I can swap these wheels out and have a completely different bike for a different purpose. So I actually went to the BMX track yesterday and raced. Again, it was just the three of us, my friend Jason and my friend Tony. So I'm going to show you some clips of the racing. And then we'll talk about this again for a second.
Guys on the big bikes with the dots because they can't handle it all. Three riders points all the points tonight.
Okay, riders, random start.
We got Kovac Hall.
Ready, watch the gate.
Dang, still. I'm in a bad spot. Well, I hope I got that pass on video.
Riders, ready, watch the
Here we
gate.
go, round number 2.
Whoa, that was... I can't get... Whew. I hate that roller. Jeez.
Okay, riders, random start.
Main event time. We got the 36 and over
Ready,
mountain
watch
bike
the
series.
gate.
3 gentlemen and 2.
Okay, so I got third place again. It was interesting. I feel quite a bit faster the more I go to the BMX track and race, but I'm still struggling with the pumping and going through the obstacles, especially at Rum River. I feel like the other track that I raced at, Crow River, I stood a little better chance because the rollers aren't as tight. But Rum River, there's a couple sections in there where they're really tight. So I need to practice that stuff and work on manualing. I was watching them and I can see that they're manualing through rollers and things like that. So it's just going to take some practice on my part. I'm not in this to win, but it is kind of fun to kind of dice it up with your friends and be there in the pack. So that's kind of my goal, is to be there. I'm so close, but I just need that extra skill practice to get there. So let's talk about this bike for a second. If you are somebody who doesn't have this huge budget and can't just dump a bunch of money into bicycles like I do, and you can only have one bike, you can have like a different wheel set and a few things that you can quickly change in and out. So as you've seen with my mullet build bike, I have it set up so I can go from single speed to geared, right? Relatively inexpensively. I can just swap everything out. On this bike, I can just change out the wheels. Honestly, if I wanted to go single speed on this bike, I could do that too using the setup I have for my other Hayduke, so on and so forth. So if you are on a budget and maybe you did get a really nice bike like this, like paid money and got a really good bike and put all your money into it, that's awesome. But you can have like a separate wheel set with maybe low rolling resistance tires and swap them out for different purposes, right? So now this bike is back in its more aggressive form. So I mean, I literally can hit some pretty aggressive trails with this bike the way it's set up right now with these tires, wheels, and so on and so forth. Granted, it is a hardtail, so there's a bit more skill involved when you're hitting like gnarly trails with a hardtail versus a full suspension bike and so on and so forth. So another thing that I can play with, and I haven't yet, is I do have that GeoShift headset, the Wolf Tooth GeoShift headset, and I got the 1-inch, so I can change the head angle 1 degree, and I might play around with that on this bike or on the yellow Hayduke and see kind of, how that changes things a little bit. The mullet build Hayduke, I'm kind of interested in actually making it a degree steeper. So then I can gain that mullet feeling with the bigger tire up front, but not have it be so slack. Because it is pretty slack in slower, more maneuverable stuff. It seems pretty slack, but once I get up to speed, it feels really good. So just stuff that I can play around with. I love doing this experimental stuff a lot for myself because I haven't really had the opportunity to just try all these different things out and find out what I truly like. I've been opinionated for so many years, coming from a BMX background. And it's interesting because when I first got into mountain biking, I hated mountain bikes because they were just, the geometry was so screwy, everything was goofy, and I kept trying to make my mountain bike more like a BMX bike. Now mountain bikes have finally got to that point where they actually have really good geometry. So I hope the bike industry doesn't keep trying to make drastic changes and do silly things. I feel like we're in the sweet spot here of geometry, and that, yes, small tweaks here and there to make subtle differences, but nothing major right now because this is kind of the ideal sweet spot. I've talked about it before. Awesome. Well, there you go. I'm going to take this bike up to Cuyuna this weekend. Not sure what I'm going to do video-wise. I've got a lot of work to do on my property. So I think I'm going to focus more on that and just get in some rides when I can get into them. And maybe I'll do a property update for you because I haven't done one of those in a while because I've had some changes up there. Sweet. I appreciate your support from my channel. Please like and subscribe. Peace.